Hello, welcome to week 5 of the course here. So real quick, last week we talked about self-discipline, and this week I'm going to talk about you matter, how you matter, and with that self-leadership. Sometimes when we look at leaders or leadership, we have this vision of political figures and or some other figures that contributed somehow to society, be it civil rights or other things. So that's the leadership thing. But what I'm talking about is what about you, the individual? How does leadership affect you? And for the most part, it's self leadership. You do all the things you do in your life, and that's part of managing yourself, being your own leader, outside of being part of organizations where you may have a boss or something like that. Being in charge of yourself, that's just part of it. And, and my bit of advice or tie in here is about, being a sheep, what they call a sheep, which is like a follower, just blindly following something. Don't be a sheep just because it sounds right. There could be another perspective, not influenced by family, friends, media, or agents, or agendas, I'm sorry. And, so it just depends on what situation, be it school, job, other things that you're involved in. There could be outside influences that might not necessarily be pushing you in the direction you would normally go. So that's why I mentioned this. Be your own superhero, be your own cheerleader, and be your own leader. Don't allow yourself to get distracted. If you don't know, this is from the movie Up in the Air. This is Doug the dog, and he gets distracted by squirrels sometimes. So my point here is just don't let yourself get distracted. Don't let events take you away from your goals. There's a lot of things in life. This is just one example here, but you know, other distractors in your life or events may not be this extreme, but there's things that go on in your lives that may take away from you achieving your goals. And I'm not saying don't be concerned or have empathy, if you're supporting some sort of a cause or you're distracted by a cause. But I'm also saying, you still matter, your focus, your concerns, and you should also know the facts, not the agenda of a cause. Uh, Regardless of what that cause, or be it politics, be it some social justice issues, whatever it's going on, just do your homework and make sure you're understanding all aspects and perspectives. Life can get in the way. Current events, be it positive or negative, can distract, can change perspectives, can be misleading or outright incorrect or wrong. The debate about wearing a mask. Wearing a mask does not stop you from getting the virus. This was the initial belief by not the politicians, I'm talking about scientists, doctors. Then a few months later, they came out with wearing a mask helps prevent spreading and getting the virus. And so this was something that was a little different. These doctors found out something they believed their entire lives suddenly changed, and they thought, well, hey, maybe we were wrong about this. And that's what I'm talking about when you got to be open to opposing views, that could change your mind or what your perspective is. Don't let the charisma, fake news, things like that mislead you. I got the Hitler photo there as an example of somebody who was very charismatic, and it didn't matter what came out of his mouth. He was able to galvanize, World War II. So that's what I'm talking about, charisma. We also got a lot of fake news out there. So whatever the case is, just don't let the charisma or fake news mislead you, distract, destroy your vision, and destroy your future. Also, just for your information, both political parties are experts at using charisma and fake news. Hence, be your own leader and finder of facts versus myth. When you see, there's a station here in St. Louis, which I'm surprised they do the fact finding and they're not biased. That's the part that surprised me, is that they're not biased, because most news stations have a bias one way or the other. But and every week, they do their things almost every night, and half of what they show, it shows that it was a false statement by, be it the Democrats or the Republicans. So it's very fair on that part. So, which is rare to see. But anyway, uh, you matter. Your opinions, your views, not something someone else tells you. The view, the only view, and no other. And by that I mean, you know, don't necessarily listen to other people telling you how to think. I guess that might be another way to say it. I use the example of kneeling during the anthem. That's a very controversial topic. And view number one, of course, is standing against injustice, social justice issues and everything like that, and great cause and everything. But that's just one view of it. There's another view out there about disrespecting and insulting the country, and it's military, alive and dead. And I will admit, being a retired Army guy, I might be biased on this topic because I do think it's an insult. Because I think it's two separate issues. It doesn't mean I don't understand and agree with the first issue, that there's a problem out there. But my solution would have been, if anybody asked me, was to take a knee after the anthem. That would get more positive attention. It wouldn't create division. It would have probably united everybody against, okay, we have an issue here we need to fix. So, but my point here is there are different perspectives sometimes, and we may not even realize it. It's about considering the different perspectives and opposing views, and not the thing of that there's only one view or one decision. So the happy clock I went over last week. You're in charge of your clock, your life. Make sure you're in charge. You have self-discipline, time management. Be in charge of your life. Your life matters, and just be in charge. Don't work on achieving your goals and agenda, not someone else's. And that's the thing. You got to be in charge of yourself. Don't let other people influence you in a negative direction, whatever it may be, or overwhelm you, or get you worked up over whatever the issue might be in your life. So that's my point. Stay focused, uh, manage your time, manage your life, and just remember you do matter. All right, on to the last week of the course here. So week 5, discussions. You know, everybody's doing great in the discussion, so no issues there. Homework, same thing. If there was an issue, I would got in touch with you. Upcoming week, we have 3 chapters: uh, employee benefits, collective bargaining, labor relations, and human resources globally. So, employee benefits, depending on where your past experience or where you're at now, you may or may not have benefits. And collective bargaining here, where in the case where you have unions, a lot of these things interact together, and it's kind of complex because I sometimes try to explain things from the perspective of the business owner, whether it be the big corporation or the small business that has 10 or 30 employees. And you may have heard me talk about it before about how the breakdown of taxes and payroll taxes and insurances and things are. Some companies can't afford benefits. And again, like in companies that have unions, uh, companies like the big motor companies, it's something like 40 or 50% of their expenditures are on labor, which, you know, it can be very, I don't know what the word is other than just extravagant. So it just depends. Uh, and I'm not necessarily against unions. I personally don't think there's a need anymore for them, although there used to be. And the only reason I say there's no need anymore is because uh, thanks to the unions, the government has created all these agencies that take their place. So, you have all these different agencies that take care of all the bargaining and complaints and things like that, workers' comp, all that stuff. So, but anyway, that's just one viewpoint. So, all right. But anyway, so you got these 3 chapters, and like I said, this week's all finished up. Make sure, let me see here. Da, da, da. Sometimes we have a survey at the end of the course, so let me know. Yep, right there. So let me know if you got any, issues or anything, good or bad. We do make changes pretty much every term. I'm making changes to different courses based on the feedback. So just let us know. Otherwise, I will give you my test question here. Got a couple of pictures for you actually. So I got the grandkids, the 4-year-old, the 7-year-old. What did they got there? Do you think? And I also have last weekend I had an event I was at that I help organize. It's a fundraiser of sorts, but maybe you can let me know what you think this might have been for. So anyway, that's it. I'll let you go. Have a great week. Please get in touch if you need anything, and that'll do it. So take care, everybody.